You know, James, when you talked about that, I remember us spending many happy hours looking at this model and working out, what comes first, what relates to what, and how, and it was a really important process. And I think that's something that we were um, really doing all of the time in putting this together. We were taking the research and we were interrogating it ourselves and thinking about which are the important concepts. And of course, you brought these because this is not an area I knew about. Um, what what I was thinking about, and perhaps James, you can move on to the next slide, is our theory of change, because we have worked a lot with theories of change, which is your theory or your story of how you plan to bring about change and an explanation why certain things happen. And you always start with the end in mind, which is on the in this picture is on the right hand side, which is what we want for our pupils, for our students, for them to be self-regulated learners. But then you work backwards, and in terms of us thinking at our assumption, which is on the left hand side, that we could develop this research informed professional learning resource to help develop self-regulated learning. But as several people have said, and Karen said, we think modeling and being self-regulated learners ourselves is really important. So we wanted to do that. So as we work backwards, we said, well, if we want pupils who are self-regulated learners, we need teachers who are self-regulated learners, who believe, who know, who understand, who are using the skills, and who are modeling this. But what is different, I think, for us is that we take this as a systemic whole school approach. And it's not just about teachers, it's about leaders as well. And so the piece that we have there is a mutually reinforcing focus on both teachers and leaders, to ensure that leaders are also believing this, knowing this, understanding this, creating the conditions and modeling it. We know from all of our past research and from much other research and many development initiatives we and others have been involved in, that basically if school leaders are not on board, it's extremely hard to bring about change. But we want them to be more than on board. We want them to embrace this. And therefore, we wanted to create a resource that would get people to think about self-regulated learning, talk about it, explore it, try it out, reflect, develop, evaluate, all of those different things.